I just wanted to touch up a little more on this issue here. You see, again, this right here means, it's telling you that this been, the high court ruled on this, right? So this is law, right? Law of the land. There's no one can lie to a federal agent. No one. No one. Not a police officer, not a judge. You or I. Even the person that's involved in doing all the manipulation, they can't lie. Do you expect them? Do you think they're gonna lie? Do you think they're going to lie? Let's say they're telling you to lie, but do you think, have you ever questioned, are they gonna lie? You understand? They know they can't lie, right? So you cannot lie. And let's just go back over it. It was from the beginning, when this was put together, when this scheme was put together, it was put together probably back, they probably started on this like probably within 2012 or something, or earlier, right? The scheme started being put together. But this is what they know, they had to have this formula to do what they did. They had to have an illegal wiretap. So that means that someone had to have the balls to go sign a judge's name. Because there's no judge that's gonna be stupid enough to do nothing like this, right? So you had to sign a judge's name illegally, forge it on a document. So that means you had access to some court documents, right? And so that means some attorneys involved somewhere, someone in the court gave you got these documents somehow, some way, right? And you created a judge and you signed, you got an order. You got a format of an order, right? And then you created it and you signed it and you presented it to the phone company and other business like our bank, institutions, our any financial firms that we're dealing with, even individuals probably been presented this, okay? Individuals, companies. You know, I told you what happened with FedEx, right? They somehow was given an order to not deliver our complaint to the Georgia Attorney Board, right? It's right downtown. But it went all over the place except to where it's supposed to have went. We never received our money. And I'm pretty sure that's to say that we didn't do anything to you, right? And it never got delivered by FedEx. Never, ever got delivered, right? So think about it. We just go to somewhere where, like one of these offices, to have it shipped. We pay money, and we're told we got a time. You know how they give you expected to be this time or that time, but guess what? It never got delivered. So what that mean? It was blocked. It was it was diverted. Who can do that? An investigator, right? So that means that somehow FedEx believed, they once believed, somehow we was under investigation. They do that, like, say for instance, you got drugs or something in a package or something. Then they work with the federal government and then it be diverted. That's the way they treated us, right? So you know this person who's pretending to be a federal agent was involved, right? They, again, pretended. So this formula, you need a person to pretend to be a federal agent. You need an illegal wiretap, and then you need an order so you can present to people, these companies. I'm pretty sure FedEx and all the other companies have been presented with this fake order that's been forged. And then you need people to participate in what you're saying, right? You need the people to participate. Companies, individuals, banks, whoever you need, right? And let's talk about banks. We tried to do a refinance on our property, right? We went through a lot. We was asked to do different requirements that wasn't necessary, right? The bank is already who we bank with. They know how our income come in, right? They know the way our income come in. They're the one, the money's going through them every year, right? So of course they see what you're bringing in. They don't need to do no audit on you, right? So they know how to get your money. But we got almost, I'm going to tell you, we got almost perfect credit. Me and my wife both almost have 800 credit scores. We're very close to 800 credit score. In fact, my wife probably do have an 800 credit score. I'm very close to an 800 credit score. Very close. Tipping the line, right? So we doing refinance. Our house have major equity in it. You know what this house boom? You can just imagine. Our house have major equity in it. Our debt level is very low. We have money in the bank. We got investment accounts. Everything. All of this. So you know we're like refinance. It's not even a question, right? But we went through a lot. But you know why we went through a lot? Because this person out here got a motive to try to block us. Why are they trying to block you to refinance your house, George? I don't get it. I don't see how that can connect. Well, when you refinance, when you refinance, you have to put all this information in the court because it's got something to do with the deed, right? And so, therefore, if someone is claiming they got a valid judgment and a lien, well, you can't refinance until you pay that person, right? But now, if you had to go get so you know the bank had to have a title company, right? Title company, before you can buy a house, sell a house, they always gonna be involved, right? Unless you're selling a house on your own and the individual and y'all both agree to waive that would be foolish. Who would do something like that, right? But so you know there's always a title company involved, right? Title company is there to ensure the bank or whoever, the mortgage company, whoever is doing the refinance, whoever is going to be responsible for that loan, to ensure them there's no liens, there's no unseen debt that's connected to this property that could be a potential issue for you later on. That's what that title company, that's what they do. That's what they like an investigator. They investigate the mortgage and the lien and anything is on your property. Guess what? Our property come out totally clear. But in court is claiming that, this lawyer is claiming that he's got a valid judgment, the word valid, not just a judgment, a valid judgment. And I told you, in the state of Georgia, it's a law where every attorney that's applying to try to get a judgment for attorney fees shall have a attorney lien. Shall. And when you look up the legal definition for shall, it means mandatory. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It can't be altered. Right? Can't be. See, should means that you supposed to, but the judge might be able to, if you, according on how you, it's been interpreted at that time, you know, it could be altered. But this is shall have a lien, right? So there's nothing, it's not up for the judge or no one else. It's already been defined, right? That you have to have a lien, right? So if you don't have a lien, right, then that means you don't have a valid judgment, right? It's impossible, right? And then, okay, just while I'm talking about that, I'm just going to give you some legal crap. If you're trying to file for, if you're claiming that you also was filing for breach of contract. A breach of contract is when someone, what it say, breached the contract, right? But here's the thing. You create a contract after the judge tells you to create a contract. It tells you to create a contingency contract, but you refuse to do that. Then you create a contract claiming that you just take a set amount of money. I take $7,500. Okay. Once I close this case out for you. Okay. But then you decide couple, 3-4 weeks later, I'm not going to close anything off you. I'm going to walk away. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to work with you. I don't like your attitude. Right? Guess what? You breached the contract. The judge give you what you asked for. You file and say, Judge, Your Honor, I want to be off this case. I don't want to be on the case anymore. You breached the contract. Then let's take it a step further. So how do you get breach of contract when you walked away? But let's take it a step further. But then it's also a law that say once he walked away, if I didn't know anybody, he started making demands for money. And if I pay him, I think it requires at least twice. If I pay him twice, even though I didn't agree with how he walked off, but I pay him, that's showing that somehow I agreed that I owed him and I paid him. But if you don't have any payments, guess what? I never agreed I paid you. So you don't have none of that. You don't have any reason. You don't have you don't have a breach of contract, and you don't have a judgment. I mean, you don't have a lien. So it's just a nuisance. You're a nuisance is what you are, right? You're just a nuisance, right? So we in court falsely, right? That's what you're doing, right? You're just a fraud, right? Okay. So, but here's the thing. Now, remember I told you earlier about how I was going to touch and show you what happened legally with this. It's called entrapment. Let's see what entrapment say. Kind of hard to see here, but I'm going to just read it to you. The act of government agents or officials that induce a person to commit a crime, he or she is not previously disposed of to commit. In other words, so you weren't going to commit it until they called you and told you this line about me being a special agent. See, here, that's what I'm trying to tell you. This is where this part comes in at. The scheme is they're pretending to be a special agent. That's why so you got to understand your rights. They've been entrapped you by telling you they're a special agent. Do you understand why? That's why they're telling you to be quiet. So you see what I'm saying? Go look up the definition of entrapment for the legal definition. And then you're going to see what I'm telling you. It's kind of hard to see here on this thing here. Let me see, can I? Well, yeah, you can see it better now. You see that? You see that? So, but the first thing is the key is they telling you they are law enforcement. You see how they telling you? I'm a special agent. I'm a federal special agent. I have a warrant. I have their phones tapped. And these are the things I want you to do. So they go around to companies, individuals, and they do this, right? You see what they're doing? But this is the scheme. This is how we can get your package diverted, right here. We got to pretend that we are, entrapment is telling you the act of a government agent or officials that induce a person to commit a crime. He or she is not privileged disposed to commit. So, the idea of a crime induced. See, it gets you so you got to understand why you need to go to the authorities, because this is what you're going to have to plead right here. This is going to be your defense. This person pretending to be See, it's always a loophole in a scheme, right? It's always going to be a downfall. So here's their downfall. And here's your savior. Here's their downfall. Here's your savior. They don't want around telling people that they're a special agent using a real agent name, right? Conducting an investigation. So, but they tell you to do crimes. Let me use your phone. I'm going to do this, right? Let me use your phone. So I'm going to use your phone number, right? Lie. Ignore them. If they do talk to you, lie. I'm gonna pay you. I can't get paid by a 1099 because I'm a fraud. I can't get paid by a W-2 because I'm a fraud. No one can accept me in the real world. I'm a scumbag. So guess what? I'm paying you illegally. You see what I'm saying? But I didn't trap you. I told you this crap about me being a special agent just so I can get you in this situation. But I haven't trapped you. I have done something wrong. You was under the influence and the understanding that I was a special agent. Then later on, you realize that I'm a con. But now I got you trapped in the game. So this is your key right here, entrapment, right? Okay. You see? Just showing you. Now, this man here comes to our house claiming that he's a postal inspector. He came looking like this, talking to us. Yeah, I'm such and such. I'm a postal inspector. Are you a postal inspector? A U.S. federal postal inspector? Yes, sir. I work for the fraud division, external crime. This is the ID he wearing. You heard Officer Smith say that it appears that this is a white man who's wearing an ID of a Hispanic person. So you know he's not real, right? Then I told you he works for the airport, right? So the feds, the police know exactly where to go pick this guy up at, right? Whether he worked there or not now doesn't make a difference, right? We know where he worked. This guy here, he's claiming to be a mailman. You heard what Officer Thompson said from the Cobb County Police, that he could be wearing that he can be involved in an illegal, delivering mail illegally, involved in a elaborate mail fraud scheme, right? Look at the ID he wears. Look at him. Do they look like they can ever be the same person? Of course not, right? Let me let you hear him, what he said to me. What's your name, sir? I'm asking you, what's your name? Mr. Cooper? Okay, Mr. Cooper, I'm George Mason. I'm pretty sure you're aware of that. I'm pretty sure you're aware of that, Mr. Cooper. I know you are. I said, what's your name, sir? Because I'm just trying to find out who you are. He said, Mr. Cooper. I said, Mr. Cooper? I said, well, my name is George Mason. I know who you are. I've been delivering mail for over 3 years. I know who you are. So now, you understand the seriousness? I told you what they're into, you into. Now they're into delivering mail illegally for over 3 years. Do you know each count this man would be receiving? This man would never get out of prison. Do you understand? Each count, every time he came and put something in somebody's mailbox, riding around that mail truck, every single person. I'm just going to use an example. He got a route, right? Let's say on this route that he done took over for over 3 years, from 2017 to 2020, a little over 2020, almost going to 2021. Okay, let's say But you heard him what he just said, right? That was in 2020. You want to see the date on here? You see that? You see that? 2020. That's the original date. Let me pull it back up.
Okay, what's your name, sir? I'm asking you, what's your name? Mr. Cooper? Okay, Mr. Cooper, I'm George Mason. Pretty sure you're aware.
July
I'm
18th,
pretty sure
2020.
you're aware of that, Mr. Cooper.
Power
I
phone.
know you are.
That's the live video. That's just a cut. I took out the video, but that's the day that the video was created. So if you can imagine, like I said, let's just go back and just think about all of the deliveries, all of the mail that he delivered. Look at all that mail. Look at all this mail in his truck. Look at it. Look at all in this lap. Look at that. Look at that. And he's delivering mail illegally. He's pretending to be a mailman. Someone have actually got this guy and put him in his mail truck, gave him this fake ID from Gaithersburg, Maryland, of a white man, and said, right around, just for the Matthews, pretend to be a mail person. Basically, you're a spy. So you're getting their mail. You into their mail. Everything that comes in their house, any bills, any person that sent us personal mail, our banking account information, our loans, our everything, our investment information, every single thing. Who cut our grass? What other properties do we have? What bills do we have? Who do we know? Who pay us? Who we pay? Every single thing. How much do we owe? Do we have any tax liens with the IRS? Again, that connects to why we was dealing with being given different criteria to refinance our house, right? Right? But BOA, right? This person is all over the place. But they need all these things in place. Just like they need a wiretap, they need your mail, they need to know the people you know, they need to know all of this so this can be successful. This was all plotted. This whole thing was plotted, a very elaborate scheme. It was very plotted, well put together. It took some criminal minds, some deep criminal minds to put this together. Okay? Now, here with this guy, he have touched, so let's just say his route, he have, that route that he took over for over 3 years, let's say it's 300 people. That's probably a small number. But each and every day for 3 years, can you imagine the many accounts that he would have? Because every time you go in the mailbox and touch it, that's a different count, right? A different day. And then you drive the truck. Look at this old man. Do he look like he can survive something like that? This is crazy. So he's been victimized. He's been victimized also. I got a job for you to do. Right? And now, let me show you something. This was the article that came out, and I showed you guys this article too, by BuzzFeed. These people were all victimized by this similar scheme. I can relate to this person here, me personally. He had a business, he was in roofing. What happened with him, he complained about some stuff about the insurance industry, right? Same thing happened to me, a whistleblower. He was a whistleblower. And hey, they went after him with vengeance. Just like we see what's happened to us, right? Vengeance, right? Do you read the article? Insurance companies are paying cops to investigate their own customers. They're paying cops, they're paying judges, they're paying lawyers, they're paying everyone. They're paying neighbors, HOA boards, whoever they can get, right? You think they're just gonna stop with paying cops? Come on, They're being modest when they just label that out like that. They're being modest, right? Come on, they pay anybody. They'll pay your mama if she for sale, right? So they're paying whoever would take the money. Whoever would take the money. There's no one off limit here. Whoever would take the money, that's who they pay. Okay. This guy was framed. He was being called over to do estimates, and it turns out the insurance company was having someone come and damage the roof. The man come out, simply do an estimate, walk away, and later he was accused of being the one. Don't that sound familiar to what happened to me? Right? I'm called over to do an estimate on hey George, I'm referring to this person. And then later on, I come back. You cut the pipe. How did I cut the pipe? When I got the text, it's already described that the house is been flooded already. The insurance adjuster's been out there. You mean to tell me the insurance adjuster saw it and then go and report it as a crime? Didn't they see the pipe was cut? Now why are you telling me this? But you tell me the insurance adjuster came on and gave you an estimate, right? What's going on with the insurance adjuster? Huh? It appears that the insurance adjuster is involved, doesn't they? Aren't they? And you had a contractor come out there with the insurance adjuster? Okay, huh? You understand what I'm telling you? So Congress warned these insurance companies, all of them, to stop doing this. That's what this article is about. It was warned, quit bringing people in court with fraudulent. Just because you want to get revenge and use it for your good, you can't go around framing and setting people up, man. Right? So clearly this is something that happens all the time here. Now, again, if you've been asked to get involved in this very elaborate scheme, you have to go to the authorities because you see, it's very elaborate. Like I said, the formula, we need someone to pretend to be a special agent. Then we need them to forge their name on a document claiming they got an order to flash around to get things they need. They're using it all kind of ways. Then we need the people to participate. And if they catch on to what's going on, then we'll pay them illegally. Now we done entrapped you. Again, here we go right here. This is what have happened to you. You see that? This is what you need to go look up for yourself. Look it up for yourself. Educate yourself. Don't listen to them shit. You better start figuring out shit yourself. Now, I'm telling you, the key is the person pretend to be a government agent or an official. They claim they are a special agent for the OIG, right? You see what they did? So legally, this is what they did to you without you even understanding, right? So you see, it's a formula. They use it to block any investigation. We try to go to the board, it's blocked. We try to go and do a refinance. They tried to block it. They worked hard to block it. We tried to sell a house. They involved in it. They're trying to get funds out of it. They're trying to figure out a way. So we had to eventually drop had to move on from one of the real estate agents because, of course, they was involved in trying to get money from us, right? Because this person got involved, right? We try to get our AC repaired. Hey, con game, right? So this person is using this tool for whatever fits their game that day. But it's based on us calling and making contact with people is how they get involved, right? Again, we try to go to the OIG to report this man who's pretending to be a mailman for over 3 years. You heard him. And then we also go to the postal inspector to try to report this man. And guess what? A fake postal inspector show up. A fake postal inspector show up. So we've been blocked. This person tried to have my wife framed for some crap about some stuff with a inside trader. Someone contacted her tomorrow. I had a dream. I want you to go this stock here, but I can't do it because, and I can't use none of my family. I don't trust them, but I can trust you. Then they send the money to my wife. Put this on it. My wife, hey, I don't feel comfortable with this. Here go the money. I don't want to be. You understand? Inside trade. We go try to report that. Guess what happened? They pretend they're doing an investigation. It's a blocked. It's all the person is spoofed. Everything. So you got to understand, every conversation have been spoofed. You're gonna find out that no one that we was talking to was real, right? If it was based on text and email, guess what? We try to go to the prior HOA management company, right? Guess the scheme they ran. We start receiving texts and emails. This is the wrong email. You need to send it to this email. Oh, that's the scheme because that's the person who's going to spoof you. They're going to make statements in this person's name. That's why that email that you was sending to is not going through. Here go the other email you need to use. All this is a scheme. It's been ran. So that way we're going to keep it from the board ever being able to say that they heard. Because the board is HOA board is they're a corporation, right? Right? You understand? So they're just another corporation. The management team is a corporation, right? So you mean to tell me that you don't think that they are liable, the HOA board members and the management team is not liable when you say, hey, my house been shot at. My house been shot. There's board members running around doing things. There's neighbors that's doing things. All this stuff is going on. Sending people to our house. And right after that, our house gets shot at. Somebody's casing my house. You send someone to a board member, send someone to your house to be cased. And then shortly after that, your house gets shot, right? All because you're reporting this mail fraud, right? But you seem to be the only one in the subdivision complaining about it. You know why? Because the person you're getting a letter back from the spoofer saying, we're not responsible for that. That's just a situation with you. Do you think that the management team actually wrote something like that in your name? So how are we saying is notify the people so that they'll be aware that there's something going on here. We're not going to notify anyone. That's just your problem. Then you have someone who was on the board when our property was shot, and they making statements like, I'm not concerned that your house was shot. I'm not concerned. Why would you not be concerned? You're not crazy, you sound. Do you know how crazy you sound saying something like that? I don't even know you. I don't even know you. You ain't got no reason to be bitter towards me at all. Zero. I don't even know you. You don't even know me. So whatever you know about me is something someone told you. But you ain't heard it from me. Right? So you ain't got no reason to be angry towards me. I ain't never did nothing to you. You sound crazy. You're absolutely out of your mind. So you acting as if you have a reason to be upset. Someone have gave you a reason. I got a neighbor. This person, Crystal, is chasing you along with State Farm. Why would they be chasing me? Why would they be chasing me? For what? The hell are they chasing me for? Huh? If I done something, they need to be in a court of law, right? Not doing street justice. What the hell are they chasing me for? Are you kidding me? Right? Again, if you've been approached and you're involved, you must go to the authorities. We're not going to let go. You should be able to clearly see this, right? You see Cobb County Police have already identified these people as not being valid. The postal inspector person coming here, he's wearing a fake ID. The man who's delivering mail is running a fake ID. He's been on here for 3 years. Can you imagine all of the counts that this old man have on him for being on here for over 3 years? He admitted, not without even realizing, he had admitted on video that he'd been on here 3 years. That's a major damage to the team. That's a major admission. That's very damaging. This just shows you the impact of it. So do you think he can just go with no punishment? Are you crazy? Is that even legal? So if they into doing crime against the federal government, that's what you into. They into shooting at our property, that's what you into. They into bribing, that's what you into. They into money laundering, that's what you into. They into trying to frame people, that's what you into. They into making threats, that's what you into. Right? That's what you into. So, how can you trust them? Do you trust them? I mean, I'm just trying to see if you're just that naive that you trust them. Yeah, I mean, because again, they can't lie, but they're telling you to lie. Now, they can't lie. Remember that now. Keep that in your mind. They can't lie either. Not just you, they can't lie. A judge can't lie. A police officer can't lie. A detective, a federal agent can't lie. No one can lie. No one can lie. No, with this right here put in place by the court, by the high court, no one can lie. No one. No one can lie. There's no one that can lie. That's what this failed to mention. No one can lie. Not a judge, not the investigator, you think they can have a postal inspector, a real U.S. postal inspector, pretend that a person is an employee of the post office and they're not? Are you crazy? Why do you think they have to have a fake postal inspector come here? Because a real postal inspector knows what's going to happen to them. You understand? Oh, lose my job. Oh, that's the least of your problems, right? Why do you think we haven't talked to the postmaster? You think that he don't know who works with him? His employees that works at that Powder Springs post office? He ain't made no statement to us. He made sure not to make not one statement to us. He ain't never told us that man is no Mr. Cooper. Never. Have you admitted he ain't never gonna agree that he's no Mr. Cooper. He know that man's not Mr. Cooper. So do you understand that you just caught up in a game that how the Matthews understand the whole scheme? And the scheme is that you got walking around with an illegal wiretap, an illegal order, and you're doing crime with this, right? There's nothing legal about what you're doing. It's all illegal. It's all based on a scam, man, that have completely failed, right? It's an old scam. It's very old. It's just right now, people, they're in the protective cover-up mode. But come on, man. Let's be real. You got people riding around in mail trucks for over 3 years, and people trying to come to your house, talking about their postal inspector that works at the airport, walking around with pistols up under their shirts. And law enforcement have already identified the people. And do you really believe that can be a cover-up with that? How can that be? It's not covered up. Cobb County Police all know about it, right? It's not a cover-up, right? Law enforcement know about it. A cover-up when law enforcement don't know. Not when they do know. It's just what you call a matter of time, right? Report what you know, save yourself. You've been entrapped. Because the person pretend to be a law enforcement. They pretend to be a federal agent. You better recognize to save yourself.